Hey, look, we doing this for the Texas culture, man. You know what I'm saying? What you want to tell the people, Nick G, to it?
Man, I'm just saying it's going down right now, man. It's for the Texas culture, but it's for everybody.
Hey, it's Mump, and today we're here with another episode of Art to Art Connections. I'm here with the amazing
Tay Muletti, man.
There we go.
The composer. I do a lot of things, but I feel like when it's all said and done, if I'd rather choose one thing, it'd be composing music for sure.
Hey, I'm really glad that you said that, and I'm really excited to be here. Not only do we just have good general conversations just with ourselves, but you also want to provide a lot of value, and that's what I really appreciate. And so, not a lot of, for people who don't know you, I guess give a quick intro or a short intro about yourself.
Born in Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana. Raised in Missouri City. Stayed in a lot of parts of Houston, but I choose to claim Missouri City. You know what I'm saying? There, me and my boys ended up getting together rapping, made a name for ourselves from Faux Gang to Texas Boyz. And ever since then, I've been rocking and rolling and keeping things going, for sure.
I'm about to say, bro is selling himself short right now. When he was in Faux Gang and when he was at the Texas Boyz, he made plenty of hits, plenty of bangers. Probably some of them that you hear and that are Texas classics and most city classics to this day. So he's selling them so short, he's being really humble right now. But you said a lot of places that you basically were growing up in. I guess, why do you claim the Mo, or why do you choose the Mo?
Bro, the Mo, one, that's me and my boys. That's what we made a name for ourselves. And outside of that, I just love the place based off of how live it is and how different it is from other places in Houston. You know, everywhere you go in Houston, everybody always got a certain way they view the Mo, whether they like it or a lot hate it. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you can't ignore it. So I take that same energy with everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like me or hate me, bro, you can't ignore it. You feel what I'm saying? We got beautiful women over there in the Mo. We got a mixture of everybody. So the way that our minds expand over there is different. You know, like Mo City's just different, bro. I love it. I love it, bro.
It is. The one thing that I like to tell people is, you kind of touched on it, is basically the diversity. Because I know growing up, I literally made friends with everybody. I made friends with Indians, Hispanics, Mexicans, Asians, other black people. And you were just such a melting pot that you got inaugurated into their cultures as well. So Missouri City is definitely a special place. And when people talk about the Mo and they hate it, I'm just like, what? Did somebody steal your bitch? What happened? Like,
the women, bro. The women. Bro.
Hell yeah. But no, definitely speaking on the diversity aspect of it, I guess, how do you think that diversity basically formed you, if that makes sense? Or how did growing up in the Mo, I guess, what were some of the major influences?
So I had homies, like, of course, me and my homies rapping, you know what I'm saying? Me and my black friends, we rapping, you know what I'm saying? But I'll have my Italian homie or something. He flying me to New York to meet with investors, and he talking to me about certain things. Sad Frosty, Sam Saramonte, yeah. So he'll be, the things he was introducing me to was elevating my mind. He introducing me to Jewish people and shit, and they telling me about DMT and certain cannabis medicines, and they telling me how I carry myself as being kind and generous and having manners and shit. They letting me know, like, bro, that sets you up for success. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in our culture, we kind of be obedient to a certain extent, but being obedient and kind is two different things. Obedience is almost like you, it's almost like you've been a servant to someone, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being like a service to someone, and like it's a difference, you feel what I'm saying? So just watching other cultures, the way they put value on things like that, you know what I'm saying? We'll put a value on like, go get a job, but they like, something small as them saying being kind and having manners will lead you into success. So when they said that, it sounded so small and simple, but it always stuck with me, you feel me? Now that the older I get, I see how carrying myself like a gentleman and being kind and stuff, I see how it opens certain doors and put me in certain places, you feel me? So that's what I learned from different cultures, bro.
I'm about to say, I think, just to speak on your part, I think what basically the reason why we had that, because I feel like I was obedient and I did what I was supposed to do for most of my life. And I think that's just the generation before us and our parents. And so their generation, they had it to where going to college, finding a job, they had a workforce that they could enter so that they could provide provide. And for us, because everybody has that like formal education, I don't think it no longer holds as much weight or as much value. Because like when you talk to kids going to school now, it's all about getting a master's degree.
Right.
And that's because other people don't have master's degrees. And so I think like just school has become so saturated. If my kid didn't want to go to college, I wouldn't blame him. Or I would try to find other avenues to support him that way.
Right.
Definitely. Oh man, they're already getting into it.
Yeah, we got into it.
Yeah, but
not to cut you off to speak on that. I don't even know I want to answer this question. I just want to. Like, I'll tell my kid, to play off what you just said, I'll tell my kid, if he didn't want to go to school, I'll be on the same timing. I'll let him know, like, passion, bro. I think choosing passion overall, but learning business. You know what I'm saying? Understanding how to be of service to people and understanding how finances work. Yeah. And then taking that and mixing it with what you're passionate about. That's what exactly I tell my kids. If going to school is your passion, cool. If not, and doing something else is your passion, cool. But understand the money game and understand how business works. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah. Everybody's favorite game growing up was Monopoly. Nah, that's dope. And then I guess what made you like actually get into rapping? Like what made you decide to start like, what made you take that chance to go start rapping?
So when I was little, I didn't understand what was happening in a certain moment of my life. It was like an omen moment, like a very pivotal moment. But I read a book called Mastery by Robert Greene, and it made me aware of what happened at this moment. So in this moment, my grandmother had a Dell computer in her back room, and I was around 3, bro. But I still remember this moment like it was yesterday. And I seen the microphone. And if I'm not mistaken, some older guys there could have been rapping on it, so I kind of seen him rapping on it. But then once I seen the microphone, it's like I seen exactly what I wanted to do. You feel what I'm saying? So in the book, it tells you there's moments in your life where you discover your life task. You feel what I'm saying? Probably similar to when you first seen the camera or something, if that's what you ultimately passionate about. So yeah, I seen the mic that day around 3 years old, 1990, whatever, and bro, I knew. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a calling, you feel me? But my opinion on it, you feel me? But yeah, the book says a life task, so yeah.
No, that's dope. Because when you brought up that life task, I would say there are 2 moments in my life. The first one was when I went to San Antonio with my parents. We went to the boardwalk, and my mom gave me a disposable camera, and I was just flicking. I was flicking random people. I was flicking my parents. I was flicking the boardwalk. I was taking pictures of just so much stuff. And I remember that moment like it was yesterday. And then the second moment was when one of my friends, he got into photography and he had a clothing brand, and so he bought a camera to take photos of his clothes. And so he was just so crazy and just so cool with it. Neek, he was like a year older than me, like 2 years older than you. And so he was like really into fashion and doing a bunch of stuff. And so I got my camera and I started taking photos. And there was this French kid, and so he was an Asian French kid, and he would call me Gab because he didn't say Gabe for some reason. Right. And we would just go out in Houston and take photos of just buildings, and it was a blast. And I was like, I could do this every day, every night, and I would be fine with that. So I definitely say that was my life task and my life moment. And then what was the first thing that you spit? What did you put out? What'd you put out?
I don't fully remember that rap, but I do remember a rap I put on I had to record it on a phone. I had to record it on a phone, and when I say phone, I'm not talking iPhones. I'm talking about when you push the buttons, probably like a Nokia. It's buttons like a little baby digital screen. So I figured out how to record on there, which is crazy. I don't ever want to say not to think too deep, but not to go too far left. But it shows you how when you have a desire for something, you figure things out. You feel me? So I got on that phone and I recorded the rap. And when I played it for one of my cousins, he started showing it to everybody around the neighborhood. Like, he'd kick it with some chicks, be like, this is my little cousin rapping, and they all, oh, he can rap, you know? So I feel like there was a universe affirming me that I was on the right life task. But the rap goes like, I can't stop rocking cause I am the best. Take money, you know me, I'm putting niggas to rest. Got that limo sitting outside on them dubs, pulling up so clean to the club. Yeah. Girl, you know me, I rock like that. Girl, bend over, let me see it from the back. Let me hit it from the back if you know like I know. If you don't come out your clothes, then you a hoe. You feel me? I wrote that like, I probably at that time, so I discovered the mic at 3, and at that time when I did that, I probably could have been 5, 6, or 7 or something like that. You know what I mean? That's the earliest rap I can remember for sure.
No, that's a bet. That's live. And then also there's multiple members of Foe Gang. I guess, how did y'all come together as a collective?
So Nick G House always was the hub. When I first moved out here, actually, my mother dated his family member, so we moved with them when I first came, and that's part of the reason why I claim Missouri City too, because that's where we first went when I came from Alexandria. I was probably like 7 or 8, so I went straight to Nick's house and stayed there for a while, and so I was on music, and Nick G was on music too. I don't fully remember if he was on music before I was, or if he did it while I was doing it. I don't fully remember, but yeah. So that's me and Nick G situation. Nick G part of Fo Gang, and then from living with Nick G crib, going to Lantern Lane, Mo City Middle School, and Elkins High School. That's where I met Jay Lee, and I met Dion, D-Bird, Burgerman. You feel me? So they got multiple different names. You feel me? So that's why I met those guys. And that's how the group formed right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there in Quay Valley East.
Hell yeah. Nah, I fuck with it heavy. Nah, because everybody that you talking about, I just remember them. And you just always remember just seeing them in shenanigans.
We always, living in the Mo, you always in something, bro. It's like, it just seemed like I can't even say movie. That shit seemed like a fucking moment just in history, bro. It's crazy.
You feel me? Oh man, and so I guess I know that you guys started making music. I know that you guys started rapping. I guess I wanted to tap into this just a little bit because I feel like we came up in an era where we kind of invented social media, or we kind of set the expectation for social media. So when it came to like using platforms like the internet, Instagram, social media, YouTube, I guess how did you guys like decide to start posting?
To be honest, it goes back to I'm learning things as we go in this interview, because it goes back to that desire to whatever your life task is. I feel like your passion. So it goes back to that desire. I think a human, you naturally gonna, try to get that output. So you're gonna figure out the input. And I believe what was in our face at the time, especially living in the Mo of Houston took over Black Twitter. You know what I'm saying? There was a thing called Black Twitter, and Houston was very prominent in that space. So at the time, the trend was all the young kids, we all was on Twitter, and Instagram was fluctuating to go in and out, so we'll mess with Instagram and YouTube. Of course, you see this 2011, 2012s and shit like that, so you seeing Tyler the Creator, A$AP Rocky, and other local Houston artists, Sauce Walkers, you could say Travis Scott. So you seeing other local Houston artists, at the time they was local, you feel what I'm saying? You seeing them blow up on YouTube and put they work on YouTube. So we was working with the tools that was at hand, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
We chose it. Yep.
No, the great thing that I like about that time is that when you had views, those were genuine views.
Back then,
like if someone had like 1,000, 2,000, even 500, that was like a real 500. You know what I mean? Oh man, and so I know that you guys did Fo Gang. When did you guys start seeing success, or when did you guys start seeing movement in Fo Gang?
That's a great question. I'll say, and before Fo Gang, we was kind of figuring out our name, but we was calling ourselves The Mo, like THEMO with a dot, like The Mo, as far as the group goes, like even more of a collective as than the 4 that was in Fo Gang. So
yeah,
we was dropping songs on YouTube around that time, and I'll say the song that really started doing heavy damage, because the freestyle started to pick up throughout the high school and travel to other high schools. When we dropped the song Let Me Find Out, that song traveled wider than our area, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't just go to high schools and stuff in the Mo, it started going to different areas in Houston, you feel what I'm saying? So I'll say around 2013 is when the name started really taking off for sure.
Hell yeah. And then I guess when you're on social media and you get a bunch of views, it doesn't necessarily feel like anything. Yeah. But I guess when did it become real, or I guess when did the online materialize into the physical?
Explain what you mean by when it materialized to the physical.
Because I know, like, you would see, or I'm assuming that whenever you would do something online, you would see all these numbers and you could recognize it, but certain things happen online that don't represent in reality. Thanks. And so I guess when did all the work that you put on online start manifesting in person?
I went house parties. So if we went throwing a house party, somebody in the neighborhood, somebody at a different high school around Fort Bend area, really, we would throw a party, and then we'll go to the party, and people they'll play the song, and people be mouthing the song like word for word. So they'll play the song, and the party get to jumping, and they mouth in the song. So that right there, that's when it materialized. And to keep it 100, it materialized. This is funny as hell, but women, bro, you know what I'm saying? How women would just want to link up with you all the time. You really kind of wondering why like they pursuing you, like you just like a bad, like you a baddie or something. You feel me? Like, so that kind of women and seeing them parties go crazy really kind of showed us like, oh, it's going crazy. And farther down the line, once labels start calling your phone, that's when we knew it was really going crazy.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Who are some of the labels that reached out to y'all?
Bro, if I name them, it'll be so many. So to make that answer short, I'll say the only label we never got hit up by was Interscope, and we never got hit up by Interscope. Like that, every other label, bro, hit us up from Rock Nation to motherfucking me. Of course, Atlantic hit us up multiple times. Motherfucking me. 300, you feel what I'm saying? So really all labels hit us up, bro, except Interscope. And it was crazy. Interscope always been the one I was like, bro, Interscope hit. I'm not, I ain't doing nothing, bro. Y'all go ahead and sign me up, because they got the artists that I love, from Juice WRLD to Tupac to, they got them artists over there. They know what to do with artists, I feel like.
Hell yeah. And then also, did you guys end up signing with anybody?
We never signed, bro. We did we had deals where we take advances against our royalties and stuff like that to like fund certain ideas we had, but we never signed the deal, bro. Like, we never signed the deal, for sure.
I was gonna say, growing up like 10, 13 years ago, that was a major decision, because you have so many people, you have all these big names reaching out to you. I guess what made you guys decide to stay independent, or I guess what made you decide not to go with anybody?
So I got two answers to that. One answer is, we read a couple of contracts and was like, whoa, they want to own us for the next 5 years. They want all our catalog 5 years before. So some contracts wasn't right. And then sometimes, me myself, I feel like I wasn't as excited for some reason. I don't know if it was something I was dealing with psychologically, but I wasn't as excited when something happened. What I mean by that is, say like a label hit me like, hey, we want to sign, we want to do this, we want to do that. They're like, go get your lawyer, then come back and do this. And like, I was chilling so hard to where I wasn't like jumping at the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I kind of was like super relaxed on it. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was God or was it me just tripping, but I think time will always tell. You know what I'm saying?
You.
So Mimi just wasn't super excited about it, bro, to be honest. Like,
I got you.
You know, that gut feeling is real.
Hell yeah. No, I think the fact that you have ownership, that's mainly what I respect. And the fact that nobody can say that they have what's yours, and whatever came out of your head is, you get to own that and you get to materialize that. And so I guess like, I guess just to, I don't know if I necessarily have a pivot off of that, but I definitely know, like, I think it was really just ownership. And I guess, do you have any, not necessarily regrets, but do you think that you should have signed back then?
That really was the situation I was just talking about just now. So me, myself, this was outside of Folk Gang in Texas, but I dropped a song called Come and Dine. When I dropped that song, I ended up going to New York and meeting with some people, and they basically offered me a deal. Matter of fact, Alamo Records, they offered me a deal. Not the biggest bread, so I had less knowledge at the time to where I'm thinking about the money up front, but I wasn't realizing, if they get me on radio and stuff, I'm making my own beats, so the publishing I'm gonna collect on the back end would be bigger than what I would even owe them on the front end, you feel me? So I was less knowledgeable. So at that time, I feel like I was making the correct decision, but over time I realized it maybe would have been a better decision to go ahead and ink the deal, you feel what I'm saying? So and that happened to me twice. Even when the Already song took off, the same thing happened. The deal was terrible because of what they wanted to own, but I still would have owned. As a producer, I would have been eating good. As an artist, you basically selling yourself as an artist, but as a producer, it still would have seemed like I was independent as a producer.
Yeah.
So I would have if I was thinking like that, I maybe would have took the deal. Thinking producer, but my homies too though.
Yeah.
So they not producing, so as artists, they maybe would have been in a fucked situation.
Yeah.
You feel me? So on some protecting them, they still good and still got ownership. So in the long run, we good, bro. You feel me?
Hell yeah. No, I think I ultimately think that y'all made the right decision. And then also, I guess, I know that we're on Folk Gang. I guess, when did you and Nick G decide to go on ahead and make it Texas Boyz?
So, and Buck a part of Texas Boyz too. So, we was always full gang, but us and Burger Man, we basically had went different vibrations. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
His mom was in a certain place, our mom was in a certain place. You know what I'm saying? So we all start basically growing up and getting older, bro. You know, y'all kind of start seeing the world differently. You feel me? So, we sat back. I was like, what do we always talk about? Like, of course, we had the "Bitch I'm from Texas" song. I'm like, we always talking about the Texas culture, like naturally and instinctively. You feel me? So, I like, bro, fuck it. Simply, we can be Texas Boyz, and I start asking people around, like, hey, talking about Texas Boyz names. Some people like, man, it's too simple, man. It ain't gonna go with the whoop. So, we're very execution based, you feel me? Like, man, let's take it straight to market and see if it works. So as soon as we took it to market, bro, it hit, you feel me? So it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? It be God always affirm a little down, like, damn, bro, why that happen? And my instincts always send me to an even greater place, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even believe in like things are happening to me and trying to wrong me in life. I believe everything is guiding me towards where I need to be going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on some crazy shit. Like,
that's the same. Bro. That's the same philosophy that I have. I feel like everything is frequency and vibrations, and the vibration that I naturally have, I don't know how we create it internally, but whenever we're on that frequency and whenever we're on that vibration, everything that's sent to you is meant to empower you. And I guess what I mean by that is that if you know frequency and vibrational wise that you're on the right track, if you're having a bad day, if you're having a bad week, a bad month, whatever is going on, that bad isn't necessarily sent to harm you, it's sent to empower you. And then, like, one thing that I read in the Bible is how the sins of our fathers cause us to do wrong, or the sins of our fathers end up showing up in our personal lives. And I guess what I mean by that is like, if you read the story of David and Goliath, Solomon was the king before David, and so Solomon was supposed to kill Goliath, his tribe, but he didn't listen to God and didn't do it. And so God had to anoint David so that he could resume his task. And so what I mean by that is like, even though David was in isolation, he was in solitude, he didn't have nobody who fucked with him. His dad didn't even want to bring him up. He still was working, or God still sent that way to him, or sent that vibration to him, because he was just naturally in alignment with them. And so like when just to basically finish off on that, I feel like whenever you're doing something that you're supposed to, whenever you know that you're in alignment with yourself, anything that comes is meant to empower you and you're supposed to stand on. And I'm supposed to overcome this so the people after me, or the legacy that I leave after me, doesn't have to deal with that either. So I completely understand that.
And I totally be feeling and seeing that too, to where I know, like, damn, it's something I know I'm dealing with and correcting now, because generations before me didn't. You know what I'm saying? They maybe, I don't even want to say they made the wrong choice or made the right choice, but I feel like it definitely could have been a better output, a better input to get a certain output, you feel me? So every day, yeah, especially as a man, you always dealing with that, bro. Like, you correcting things for sure.
Hell yeah. The number one thing that I realized is especially our parents, they didn't have social media, they didn't have the internet like we had it, so they just made the best decision that they had at that time, theoretically.
But they made the best decisions with the information that they had at hand, and now think about how much information we got at hand. So that definitely allowed me to give them way more grace, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, bro, we got so much information and so much, we get to learn more about our emotions and shit based off, even they worked hard at their job, so it was kind of a little more easier on us to now we can kind of sit in the room with ourselves and think about our emotions. They didn't have time to think about emotions shit. It was like, go to work, if you feeling the way, depressed, whatever, bro, go to that job, you got mouths to feed, you know what I'm saying? For us, it's almost like we got to start learning about emotions and spirituality and all that. They mostly have religion over spirituality. When you talk about energy, that's more so spiritual than religious, you feel what I'm saying? So for them, they was on some nigga physical, go to work, and religious, you know what I'm saying? I think the religious aspect was kind of like soothing them, you feel what I'm saying? Based off the stress they was dealing with from taking care of their kids and going to work and shit like that. So we're a little more free, bro, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, each generation gonna get better and more free, you feel what I'm saying?
It's funny that you talked about the generational aspect of it, because back during civil rights, they couldn't have, I don't want to say they couldn't, but in order to get where they needed to so that black people could earn those civil rights, they couldn't sit on those emotions. Like, I can only imagine the anxiety and depression that I feel. Imagine when there's actually like a country that doesn't fuck with you. And so they couldn't have access to that part of their emotions because they needed to perform and make that civil rights movement happen so that it could be easier for us. Man, that's a great thought. Damn.
Yeah, what you just said, you know, you see the movies and you see the documentaries, history, you know what I'm saying, you read on it, they teach you about it in school, but when you just said that for some reason, just now, it just hit me hard, like, damn, hold up, bro, like, imagine a country not fucking with you and you living there and you trying to make a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you go down the street, this happening, your parents dealing with the same issues, so they like kind of pushing off the trauma on you too, like,
you feel me?
Imagine what our parents really had to deal with, bro, so we gotta, I give them grace, bro, I'm not tripping, you feel me? I'm not tripping. There's certain shit I was like, damn, bro, that could have been handled betterly, but man, I give him grace. On the Bible, the story of Joseph, bro, he forgave everybody. You feel what I'm saying? And rose to the top. So I live like that, bro. The story of Joseph for sure. Just forgiveness, bro. If I forgive my parents, forgive my grandparents, you know what I'm saying? Based off of me understanding social construct. You feel me? Like things they were dealing with in the environment and in their country played a lot on their decision making. You feel me? So
hell yeah. Not only just that, I know me personally, like, when it comes to forgiveness, it's not even about them, it's mainly about me. Because I feel like when you don't forgive, you hold on to it. And when you don't, you basically kind of torture yourself over and over again. And so the forgiveness aspect isn't even necessarily about them. Because you could do me wrong, I could forgive you, but it's because I'm actually forgiving myself for allowing you to do that to me. So I still know not to fuck with you, but I'm not gonna hold on to that wrong that you did.
Right, I can cut a lot of access now because you did me wrong, so I'm gonna cut access. That don't mean I have a vengeance towards you. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing is I'm forgiving you really so I can take any hatred I got towards the situation and you out of my body so I can see the situation clearer and grow from it and move better from it. You feel what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
I 100% know what you're saying.
Nah, you hit the nail on the head. I was about to say, but no, I guess that was a good tangent. But I guess back on it, I know that you and Nick G, I guess when did you guys, I know you guys took the idea to market. I guess when did you guys start seeing success with like the Texas Boyz?
Let me think. That's a great question. The crazy thing about it, and I get it could have been from the what was already in the air from Faux Game. Once we took it to market, I believe we did one song called "It's Just How I Feel," and it went kind of cool. At this time, it was Twitter. We was putting everything on. That was like our marketing tool. Mm-hmm. And then the second song was "What Y'all Know About Them Texas Boyz." Bro, that hoe went bananas. You feel me? Like, went bananas. You feel me? So it was fairly quick, bro. Like, really, it was fairly quick, bro. Like, for real.
Hell yeah. And then also, I guess, what are some of the rewards or some of the things that you still see today from all that work that you put in back in the past?
Publishing and royalties, ownership. You feel me? Publishing and royalties, ownership. You feel me? Like, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say that more than anything is that. You feel what I'm saying? And of course, the love we get just riding around the city and shit, you seeing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell it's a difference, bro. I can tell when someone genuinely love your art versus like if someone love your status. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. When I see people out, hey bro, your song changed my life for this, or they speaking about the music, you feel me?
Yep.
They're not saying like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't speaking on no drama I've been in or no like, you know, they ain't speaking about no messy shit, you feel me? They really telling me about the music, so I can tell people genuinely love the music we put out, bro. Like, I can tell they really love it, bro, for sure. So.
Hell yeah. And then plus you brought up an interesting point that I wanted to dive into a little bit. Mm-hmm. You were on the side of having that status, having that success, and seeing the results of it. I guess, how did you differentiate the kind of loves and appreciation that people would show towards your art and yourself?
Simple that question down for me.
I got you. Basically, when everything that you were talking about, it made me think about like whenever you achieve something, people either like the idea of you or they genuinely like you. And the way that you articulated it seemed like that you had to realize the differences between loving you and then loving the art, loving the music, basically compartmentalizing the feelings that you gave people and whether or not it's genuine towards you or just how you made them feel in that moment. I don't know if that made sense.
I believe giving it to God, to be honest, like your discernment, you know, like As soon as a situation approach, you know, I guess it's values, understanding someone's incentive, understanding exactly their agenda and what they want, you know, and understand where they can add value to your ecosystem. And so I leave that up to principles, you know what I'm saying? There's no point in me being overly friendly with someone who just on some, hey, I like your music with the group. It's like, appreciate you, I want to take a picture, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But there's no point in me allowing deep access to that person. So I just operate off principles when it comes to that right there, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
I got you.
Just principles, I think principles.
I got you. No, because when you bring up those moments, it kind of makes me think about if I ever did or when I do photography and I get on that scale, or when we get to that level, I guess how I know keeping the people that originally are with you, that's mainly important, but I guess trying to decide whether in to include new people. And when you talk about the value aspect of it and you talk about the discernment, especially giving it to God, I definitely agree with that. So that was really helpful for me too.
Yeah, that ecosystem, bro, is a mother. You understand, like you came here today, you one man army, you know what I'm saying? So whoever else come around you, they would have to add on to that, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like they take them away from your ecosystem, you feel what I'm saying? And I dealt with that, to be honest with you, because growing up, you kind of know what I mean by that obedient shit, or the real nigga word, you feel me? Because you can live in that real nigga space that a lot of people try to put off on you. Like, man, you a real nigga, you feel me, woo woo, and you'll try to uphold that identity, but the whole time, you're not realizing, so say if I, like I just said, if I got an ecosystem and I'm like, nah, I can't allow you in my ecosystem because you don't bring value to my ecosystem. Now I'm not a real nigga no more. You feel me? So I had to learn how to get into the mindset I just told you about the ecosystem over being a real nigga. You feel me? So it took me years to learn that. Or it's like I knew it a little bit, but it took me years to totally adopt the identity. You feel what I'm saying? Because you fighting that how you viewed and people you super love in your head. Like, yeah, bro, I super love you, but I'm building this. You feel me? Like, so it's not the easiest thing in the world, but you have to do it to elevate.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
No, it's funny that you use the word real nigga, because I know I get to a point to where when someone says that to me, I cringe a little bit, because the only time they calling you a real nigga is when you're doing something for them.
Exactly. So am I a real nigga if I say no to you because that no that I'm telling you benefits me more? You know what I'm saying? Am I still a real nigga? You feel me?
You feel me? Nah, and then especially when you get into the identity aspect of it, you want to be a real nigga. You want to be that person, and the only time you realize that you are is when you're doing something for them. So you assume the identity of just pleasing others, and that's just crazy.
That shit got us cooked, bro. As a culture, bro, it's got us
Hell
cooked.
yeah.
I think. Well, I was about to say I think it's getting better, bro. I was about to lie like a motherfucker, bro. Like,
I think it is getting better.
So?
I think it is getting better, or maybe I don't know if it's necessarily getting better, but I'm glad that the people that I associate with, they're on that same frequency.
Facts.
And as long as we just hang out with those same people, as long as that we're able to have those real conversations, I think that's basically how it's gonna spread.
And it's good that we move like that. So, like we said, for the next generation, so we'll be able to implement that in our sons. Like, daddy, this my friend, We whoa, tread
be careful
lightly
with that word.
Yeah. Tread lightly with that word. You feel me? Because you know if this your passion and this your life task right here, you protect that. You know what I'm saying? So someone would have to bring value and add on to that for you to really rock with them. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to go chill at somebody's house, do this and that, have fun. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? What's your mission and what's your assignment from God? You feel me? So,
Hell yeah.
You know, I think like that now, bro.
Hell yeah. I was about to say, I think this is a really good portion to cut off on the music side. I do just have a couple of questions that I really wanted to end off on. Okay. I know that you're doing a lot more, and there's a lot more things that you're doing now, and you want to be bigger than just music, especially with the things that we were talking about before. I guess musically, is there anything else that you want to do? Is there anything else that you want to accomplish?
To be honest, bro, like I said earlier in the intro, the composer part. So I'm signed to Warner right now, Terraform, as a songwriter. So I definitely, my plans with that songwriting career is, bro, seeing a piece of art that I wrote be #1 or win a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so songwriting wise, composer wise, even if I'm not the artist to get it there, if I can write it for my homie, if I can write it for another artist, or even the big artists out there, you know what I'm saying? It's just writing music and seeing it flourish to the top of the charts. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm for sure accomplishing in music. You feel what I'm saying? For sure. Like something I would definitely want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I got you. I guess I do have a little bit of pushback on that because I honestly believe that Travis will never win a Grammy, and it's because of the Texas politics. Not because he makes bad music. I think Travis is one of the greatest musicians of our generation. But yeah, I don't think that he'll ever win a Grammy because just of Texas politics and music industry. Kind of like what we talked about before. And I guess the reason why I bring that up is because I feel like there's a point to where we chase this kind of validation, and I feel like there's a point to where we kind of chase this place marker that doesn't necessarily do anything for us. And so I guess why a Grammy?
I feel you saying, and I think about that myself too, being logical. Like when I was just talking earlier, that's my passionate creative side. Then I got the same logical side you got. Like realistically, the awards is given by other regular people. You know what I'm saying? But basically based off of seeing all the greats get Grammys and shit, that's what it is. So it's my artist side. So I ain't no goddamn just super delusional motherfucker, but I do got my artist side that definitely want. You know, that's the thing. I can sit that on my mama dresser or something. You feel me? Like,
hell yeah.
So, but I do got an opinion on the Travis winning the Grammy thing. So I got what you're saying too, and I do understand there is politics heavy in the game. But my little pushback towards that is humanity. What I mean by that is, what artist wins a lot of Grammys? Like hip hop, a lot.
I don't necessarily keep up with it like that. So if the first answer off the top of my head was Drake, Kendrick Lamar.
Who got more Grammys out of those two?
Kendrick Lamar.
So then I go back to humanity. You feel what I'm saying? What is Kendrick Lamar talking about? What is his message and things like that? You feel me? So when I go to a Travis song, and this don't shade to Travis, I feel Travis tough because bro on some ultimately creative arts. You feel me? If I can put his shit on something, I think his shit is like George Clinton and the psychedelic type wave. Like I think like bro tough. I fuck with bro tough, man, because he do things that people haven't done. You feel me? But to me, it's about the message of the music. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what is it doing for the soul? Like, if it's just party vibes with the whoop, do they really even deserve a Grammy? Maybe yeah, if it's just a good song or a great song. Kendrick talking about some shit, you feel me? On some human shit, you feel me? Like, so I think Grammys operate like that too. Like and I'm a songwriter too, Trav. You feel me? Like, I got that shit that touched the child, that connects with these folks. You feel me? But if you really talking about some shit, bro, you feel what I'm saying? It's gonna connect with people, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know his story, you feel what I'm saying? I know Kendrick's story, I know Drake's story, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know Travis' story, you feel what I'm saying? I know he came from the Mo, I know everything that happened, but I think if right now, if I was to write for bro, I'll get him in the studio with me and we'll get to touching up on like the Trav story, like where he's at mentally, like childhood things, like, you know what I'm saying? We'll bring some of that, mix with what he got going on right now, you feel me? And I think that would get bro them Grammys for sure, because then we get to emotionally connect with Trav. We naturally gonna emotionally connect with him because we from the Mo, from Houston, from Texas, and we all want to get to a certain place. So that's why I connect with bro, you feel me? But on some giving his fan base that story, you feel me? Like us learning Trav, you feel me? Grammys, for sure. That's what I feel, you feel me? That's what I agree with that because kind of like what you said, the only reason why I know Travis' story is because he's from the Mo, and like you heard about that nigga, you feel me? And like you hear stories about that nigga. And so when you talk about definitely the story aspect of it and you talk about making it bigger than just what he's currently doing, I'd actually never thought of that. And so you gave me a perspective that was really interesting. Yeah, and I'm going off that based off of why the hell they giving Kendrick so many unless it's pay to play or some shit. But now one thing I can say to even offset what I just said myself was Cardi B won over Astroworld.
No, Cardi B won over Astroworld and Killer Mike won over Travis Scott.
I'm pretty sure.
Those are the only
don't
two.
Quote me on it. I didn't fully listen to Killer. I think I ran through the album, but Killer Mike probably was talking about some shit on that hoe. But Cardi B, I don't want to say she wasn't like to say that, but
Cardi B had a run like
Yeah,
that. She had
she
a
had a run.
like she had a generational year.
But what I'm saying is, if I'm saying they getting Grammys because of the message, Cardi B winning over Astroworld is like, what message did she have over Astroworld? You feel me? So I don't know, bro.
I got you. Real good conversation. And then one of the other questions that I have, if you were talking to someone who wants to find their life purpose, or if you're talking to somebody who wants to figure out what their life journey was, you had the blessing of experiencing it at such a young age. I guess this is going to be a two-part question. When you find it, how do you protect it and how do you nurture that ecosystem? And then the second question is if you didn't have the opportunity to find it, I guess what advice would you give to try to rediscover it?
One, that's a great question. You know what I'm saying? Like, both of those questions are great. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna answer the latter first. So, I feel like how you find it or spot it, what do you do and it feels like time is passing? Like, you did this and you look up like, damn, 2 hours just passed, damn, 3 hours just passed, and you didn't notice. Or you can be hungry or something, you can get to doing this, it's almost like you're not hungry anymore. It's almost like something takes control. So whatever you do and time just passes, I believe that's your space right there to stay in. You know what I'm saying? That staying inside of that's gonna take you a long way. I'm pretty sure when you editing videos, or maybe even taking the videos or doing this right now, it's almost like time don't even exist. You feel me? Like, it's almost like time don't even exist. So I think once you find that, that's it. And now the nurturing and protecting part, I think is continuing to do it. Like, if you just stay in it, I don't think you're really gonna lose it because you just staying in that flow mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the nurturing part, staying in that flow mode. Protecting it is obviously there's vultures. You right now, you get that Netflix deal to do camera work with Netflix. There's gonna be people come in and try to like take away from your gift. You feel what I'm saying? Because they see it going up. You know what I'm saying? So I think how you protect it, like we were saying earlier, the ecosystem. What value do this person really brings to the table? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Hell yeah. The reason why I like to ask that question, because for me personally, I didn't figure out that I wanted to do. I knew about photography and I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't have the courage to take that risk until I was damn near 28 years old. And so whenever I go back to those moments, kind of like what you described, I knew I wanted to do photography. I just didn't have the courage to pursue it. I was in college. Whenever I had any downtime, I was looking at how to make videos cinematic. I was looking at equipment. If I had a camera, what kind of camera would I have? And then next thing you know, 2-3 hours later, like, fuck, I got to get back to studying. You know what I mean? And then when you talk about the protection aspect of it, I really relate to it in the sense of I've always been blessed. I've always had the blessing of being a good judge of character. Like, I can meet somebody and have a 5-minute conversation and I can know if you're gonna be within my life or if I don't need to include you in what I'm doing. And so when you bring up those aspects of it, that's kind of really what like resonates with me. So if you are trying to figure something out, you probably know the answer. You just gotta have the courage to act on it. And then when you are protecting it, make sure, kind of like what he said, you have people that basically build into you. The perfect metaphor that I've been following lately is you have a garden. And so every action that I do, is it nurturing the garden or is it chasing things away? And you want to build a garden so you can attract the butterflies. You don't want to go chasing butterflies. The reason why you're chasing something is because it's running away, and you were never meant to have it to begin with. So just a lot of the things that you're talking about, it just really makes me think, and it just kind of not necessarily reaffirms, but it brings new perspective and it brings new thoughts to what I've already been thinking as well. So I appreciate that. And then also the last question, that's not the last one, but the one before we move locations. What do you, at this point in your life, what are you trying to, or musically at this point in your life, what are you trying to figure out?
Figure out. That's a great question because it challenges me. Because doing music, you really doing it. But me, I'm doing it because I just love it, you know. But figure out, I believe, right now where we at in music. We used to be at a space where we used to have hit songs, but now it's so saturated to the point where it's like, and radio is different and social media is different. So the medium that people receive music is different now. So I believe the figuring out part I'm seeing, like, is the hit song still a thing? I believe in the hit song, but like, is it still a thing? Like, you know, that magic of that one song, and the whole culture agrees that this motherfucker going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the hit song still a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm figuring out. What is the marketing plan, or, you know, even the natural, organic ways that a hit song could live again? You know what I'm saying? Because back in Motown days, they really had the radio. You know what I'm saying? You take it to the DJs, to the radio, and then once it's buzzing, they go to hit. You know what I'm saying? They spend money on it to grow it more. Now, and that's why a lot of even bigger artists are kind of, I don't even want to say struggling, but that's why you don't hear too many hits coming from them either, because it seems like we all on the same playing field now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So what is the hit? Like, what makes the hit now? You feel me? Like, but, and I believe I'm close. I'm getting close. I'm getting a lot of game when I'm finna say this, because these AI agents I've been messing with, this is a crazy game. Like, even speaking this right now is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm really saying a little too much, but fucking with these AI agents just. Shit. There we go. There we go. And then we had the memory card filled up on us. But the part of the interview that we basically stopped at, you were talking about the hit. And I guess just to get my answer to that, I do feel like the hit still exists, but I feel like with this new age, sometimes you got to go backwards and go forward. And I guess what I mean by that is that I had an experience last night where I basically was meeting up with a bunch of people, and there was this group of old women. And so when I gave them a Polaroid picture, I took a picture of them and gave them that Polaroid. That's something that they are gonna remember for the rest of their life. And there's no satisfaction, or there's nothing that you can replicate like that from being on the internet. So I feel like getting that motion again in real life and then translating it back to the internet, I feel like people are gonna feel that. And I feel like once you find out the algorithm to that, that's what it's gonna be. Nah, thanks. But nah, and then plus, this cut out, so we already had this conversation. But also, definitely back when we were growing up, or when we were in high school, there were a lot of gatekeepers, and a lot of media was manufactured and engineered. So you had to go through this one person in order to see that blow up, or you had to go through this one person in order to do that. And I feel like with social media, especially with like A$AP Rocky, Drake, 2 Chainz, all those people, because they posted it and they had that motion in real life, the way that people could feel it online was real, because people already validated it in real life. Nah, facts, 100%. Yeah. Nah, facts, 100%. Definitely. And then also, I guess one question that I thought of just from us being here, if you were talking to a younger version of yourself, what advice would you give them? Talking to a younger version of myself, which is crazy. I always think about if the person who I am right now was the father I had. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if I was the father to myself. You feel what I'm saying? I always think about that for some reason. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know the nuggets I'll be able to give myself and the principles I'll be able to instill in myself. But you said one thing? I was gonna say, I'll give you 3. Because it seems like you thought about this before. Definitely be a man of your word. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's so important and carry you so far. You know what I'm saying? Work ethic. You know, right? Everything is work ethic, bro. I can think of an idea, but without executing it, it's just an idea. You know what I'm saying? So execution is overly important, bro. You know what I'm saying? And on some protection shit, I'll say the same thing. Like, the ecosystem we talk about, like, make sure you know where people bring value at, you know, and hold them accountable to that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll say for sure. I got you. Oh, and it's the 4th thing, but don't allow for basically God or the universe or the source, whatever people want to call it, you know what I'm saying? Allow that energy to have input. Don't think you doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Get out the way of that and understand what that's trying to do too. So it's like you got your will and you being intentional about things, but let those things happen too. You know what I'm saying? You can mess up blessings by trying to think something only supposed to happen this one way. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen in ways you don't even like. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen in ways that you couldn't even imagine. You couldn't even think of it to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? So allow it to happen that way.
I got you. On that last point, I guess I disagree with that a little bit, but I guess I want to have a little more understanding before I give my perspective. You're talking about that from the perspective of controlling the fate or controlling the outcome of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nah, because I definitely, I disagree with that just a little bit, because ultimately at the end of the day, if God was, or when God blesses you, he still has to bless you. And so I feel like a lot of the times people use religion as kind of like they use religion so that they no longer have accountability, or they use religion to the point to where they no longer have a life for themselves, or they give everything to God. And whenever you read a story in the Bible, it's never a story about the person who gave everything to God. You could give everything to God, but it's not the person who was like, God is gonna do, or God is gonna do this for me. God is gonna take care of that. God is gonna do, or people do that, but God is gonna lead my life. God is gonna do this. People had to be themselves, and it's kind of like they use God as the catalyst. And so I definitely say, like, don't try to control the outcome, but you do have to be you. Like, you do have to be yourself, and God is gonna bless through you rather than taking you to this destination. Because ultimately, faith without works is dead. Heavy on the works part.
Exactly, and that's, I believe we kind of agree with each other. So,
oh, very much. I
agree with everything you said 100%. And what I'm alluding to is, I think you heard what I was saying different. Basically, I think. So say I'd be like, yeah, man, I want to sign this deal with Interscope. You know what I'm saying? So imagine different opportunities come. Atlantic call, they call. This, not I didn't speak for myself, but this call, they call. But your mind on Interscope. Yep. So you just missed out on this greatness that could have happened over here because your mind only been set on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is, don't totally exclude things that have happened outside of your own, you thinking you got your own plan. Accept blessings from that other plan too. Because I move how you saying, like, bro, I'm about to come up with a plan, and I'm gonna tell God I'm grateful to even be able to have the energy and the environment I've been put in. I'm grateful for everything that's been done. Now I'm finna go work, and I feel like having labor, you putting in the labor and having faith that's gonna work out makes it work out. Not people be like what you talking about. Some people really be on that timing for real. Like, let me pray for it and sit back. Man, you feel me? That shit ain't never happening, gang.
You feel me? You feel me?
That shit ain't never happening. That goes back to I feel like that's how our culture was operating before this generation somewhat. You know, so they rely heavily on religion. That's why I kind of speak more from a spiritual aspect. When I say God, I'm not even speaking like from a religious aspect. I'm speaking from a spiritual aspect. You know what I'm saying? The conversation that I have with God. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be in a religious chokehold to where it's like you just said, like, man, God got me. I had my grandpa, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace. He was like, I'm like, yeah, you ever been out of Louisiana? He said, if God allowed me to leave Louisiana, and he never left. You know what I'm saying? Never seen more. And if that was cool with him, that's cool, you feel me? But he left that in God's hands to get on a plane, to get in the car and drive and explore his mind and expand his mind. He left it in God's hands, gang. You feel me? Like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna travel, and what I'm gonna leave in God's hands is like where I end up at, but I'm gonna travel.
You feel me?
So it's just different. It's just different, bro.
No, I feel that entirely. The number one thing that I guess that I've been doing recently is separating God from religion, because ultimately religion is man-made, and ultimately in itself, I feel like God is spiritual. And so I feel, what were you gonna say?
Not to cut you off, I had a
what you got?
What was the fight you had? Because I know for me, when I first came to that and I had to like stamp that in my brain, it was like a ultimate fight. Like, damn, this decision I'm making right now. So was that hard for you? Or was it easy for you?
It wasn't necessarily hard. I guess me personally, like I love the Bible. I think the Bible is one of the most greatest books in the world. And then plus I was blessed to be in a really good, I grew up Catholic, but my religion was church. And what I mean by, not what I mean by that, but I guess what I ultimately realized is that religion is the community that you talk to God with. And so when I was in that community, I was giving out food. Like, I was in a really nice community. And so that's why it's hard for me to kind of find a church in Austin. And so when I left, I kind of had that realization, like, oh, religion and stuff is really good to me because I had that community that nourished and fostered it. Not everybody had that privilege. And then typically when you read the Bible, a lot of things that people focus on with spirituality, like you gotta have this obsessive thing about yourself, and God kind of flips the catalyst or flips the switch on that. Like you gotta have this delusional faith in yourself, and God kind of flips and does the switch on that. And then also, I guess I just realized.
Explain to me that part. When God flipped the switch, you got the delusional faith in yourself.
I guess when you think about spirituality, you think of it in terms of I only have to think about what I want to achieve, and I only have to think on what I want to happen. And so once you accept that, or once you do that, when things get sent at you, that's the frequency of you learning the skill that you need. And so one thing that I've done recently, or the one thing that I've been not even struggling with, but I've been overcoming lately, is that I thought this was gonna be like a breakout year for me. And so at the beginning of the year, I asked for perseverance. And so God has been testing me through that, because whatever you ask for, you have to. And so through that perseverance, I still focus on what I want to do. Like even though I'm out here in Houston for my dad's birthday, I'm interviewing you and I'm having a blast doing it. Right. And so I still have to persevere to make that happen. I lost my job and I had to get another one. I still had to persevere through that to make that happen. And so even though I have these obsessive thoughts about me, the destination isn't supposed to be easy. And so I'm going through all of these so that I can build the perseverance, so whenever I get my studio, or for whenever I do what's next. Or I could quit, do things cheap and do things the easy way, and then no longer have those rewards. Or if my son faces that problem, I can't focus him through that. And then another thing that I realized is that the Bible was made by man. And one thing I did is I took a theology course. And so when you look at the story of Jesus told through the Bible, every subsequent person makes Jesus more of a superhero. And what I mean by that is like, I think Matthew wrote the first book about the life of Jesus, and Jesus was just a cool person who just helped out people. Right. You know what I mean? But when you go through other books that are written later, Jesus is walking on water, he's multiplying food and fish. Not saying that those parables aren't important, but I'm recognizing a human wrote this. And so if I want to tell a story to make people believe in my homie, I'm a cap for my nigga. You feel me? Like I'm a cap for my boy.
Like right now, we at a time in history, like right now, you know what I'm saying? It's stories about people. Everybody got their own little story. Like when you stories about people like the amazing, you feel what I'm saying?
You feel me?
We'll say that right now. 10 years when somebody said, they're gonna be like, yeah, that nigga was the king of AI. And then like 20 years, they're gonna be like, yeah, he invented it. Then
exactly.
30 years, they go, yeah, God just gave him AI, he can't. So yeah, bro, I see stories over the years, stories get translated brazenly, bro. Humans is brazy, bro.
You feel me? No, but you just gotta realize that aspect of it. Like a human did this. And so I completely agree that me as a human, I am not perfect. I do believe that God is perfect. But if religion is done through man, if the Bible was written through man, there's certain things that they might not be as perfect as what people do. They might not be as perfect. Not saying that the parables and the lessons that are in them are any less true or any less important, but we should read them as what they are. They're like stories, and they're stories that empower us. And I do believe in a God, and I feel like when people were writing about the Bible, they were just explaining their experiences that they've had through life, through God. And there's just universal rules that pop up. Like you do got to focus on yourself. You do got to be delusional to a certain extent in order to get what you want. You do have to have like this kindness and compassion. You do have to have this faith to where you can walk through fire. You do. And then also just the symbolism and like numbers and stuff like that, like 11, 3, 33, stuff like that. Those are things that I'm realizing. I don't necessarily... I think like I break it down into 3 aspects. I have God, spirituality, and then religion.
Nah, facts. I feel like I do the same thing, God, spirituality, and I have a respect for religion. I don't necessarily abide by it, but I definitely have a respect for it. Because some people need hope. You feel what I'm saying?
No, religion is a community.
Yeah.
Like religion is a community that talks to God. My spirituality is how I personally do it, and then God is existent. Like I don't know what God is. I don't try to understand God.
Facts.
But
same.
I know that he's real. I know that he exists. Somebody had to make all of this.
Facts.
And I feel like he puts out these rules or he puts out these frequencies, and it's up to us to just follow them. And then once we abide by these frequencies or these commandments, then things start going for you.
Nah, facts, definitely, because once I chose to live by certain principles, especially they derived from the Bible, really, once I live by certain principles where I see everything is the same across the board. Like anything I try, you keep saying like you have to persevere, and it's because obstacles get thrown your way if you're saying you want to be on a certain path. That's for everything I do. When we started the books, when we started the AI, everything, every business, music, whatever it is, so things don't come in your way. But the people that get on that other side of it is who persevere through this part. So if I say I want to do something right now, like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, I will be tested. But it's about who's gonna go past that test. Because most people gonna get tested, you know what I'm saying, and damn near crumble in that little area right there, and that's what keeps them back, you know what I'm saying? And they'll hit you with a million excuses why they didn't do it, but it's really because you didn't stick through the test of what you said you're gonna do.
Exactly,
you know
exactly. Nipsey Hussle said something, and this will be the thing that I ended off on, but Nipsey Hussle said this one thing that resonated me as soon as I heard it. He said, I didn't get here because I was any better, I just got here because I didn't quit.
Exactly.
And he said that he went through every emotion to get to where he was getting at. He went through anger, sadness, and I'm pretty sure you went through every emotion to get to the point to where you are and to get to the success that you had, and you wouldn't change anything about that because you're happy with where you are.
Yep, and it's the person you become. Like, I'm overly grateful. Being younger, bro, seeing your people struggle and stuff like that, or just seeing how the world is sometimes, you'll think getting older is this dreadful thing, you know what I'm saying? But for some people, I guess, getting over is like an evolving thing to where you constantly see yourself getting better, looking better, sounding better, talking better, making better decisions. Like, every life just gets better. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I probably lied to myself as a kid. Like, bro, this life don't get crazy. Like, life don't get worse in a certain sense. It's like, I guess depending on your mindset, bro, the shit gets better. You evolve into, you know what I'm saying, from a plant to a tree, nigga. Like,
you feel me?
So yeah, I'm very grateful for age and shit, bro, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets better and better. But that's not saying I'm excluded. Anybody's excluded from those trials and tribulations almost every day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep on getting tested. It's gonna keep happening. But it's about perseverance, bro. Like, how come can you stay through the storm? You feel me? And I believe that's the people who, you feel me, make it to that next level.
Hey yeah. But now let's go on ahead and change locations, and then also I can actually ask you the questions that I need help with now. Yeah. But we're gonna be changing locations. You'll see us in just a couple seconds.
Syrup got me moving slow. Slurs all up in my flow. From Louisiana to the Mo, a young nigga throw up the foe.
Hey, and then we back. This is the second part of the interview. For the first half, we kind of talked about everything, including the music. And what I really like about your story is that it doesn't even end at music. And what I mean by that is that you're doing so many things now, and you're a part of so many things now that I'm impressed by. And I guess I wanted to take my own, take a section out of that and then talk about it. And so here, I'm not gonna take all the sunshine, I guess. What are some other things that you're currently working on right now?
So right now, I have the coloring book business, Adult Crafts. It's a adult coloring book business. Some books for kids, but mostly is aimed at adults. And the most popular series inside of that business is the H-Town coloring books. And they show a lot of the culture from, you know, Southern culture, you know what I'm saying, say the least, or Houston culture, you know what I'm saying? So that's going pretty smooth. Me and my girl made that business. And I got 2 agents I'm working on. One of them, people will see that as time comes. One of them working on an app, one of them working on another website for me. You know what I'm saying? And then, this still music, but it's really kind of outside of music because it's not me being an active artist. I'm signed as a songwriter, you feel what I'm saying, to Warner, Terraform. And with that, I basically write songs for the artists. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Plain and simple. So those are the 4 things I got going on that I'm focused on, you know?
Hell yeah. Nah, that's really impressive, and I really like that a lot. I guess with the songwriting, I know that's a way for you to still be active in music while not necessarily be in the face. I guess, how have you been enjoying that? How did that opportunity come across to you?
So we had a song go crazy like 2022, and people was hitting us up left and right. But a guy hit me up, Tennessee Nick, his name Nick, but I call him Tennessee Nick, he's from Tennessee. And me and him, he stuck with me ever since then. And the company I'm signed to is a fraction under Warner, and it's basically his shit, you feel what I'm saying? His people shit, you feel what I'm saying? So he believed in me as a writer, you know what I'm saying? And that's that. So all I gotta do is write music, and they hit me up like, this big artist need a song, that big artist need a song, and so all I do is just max out hella songs until the placements start rolling in, you feel me?
Hey yeah, hey yeah. And then I can only imagine writing for yourself has to be some kind of an experience. I guess when it comes to writing for other people, I guess, is there a particular zone or is there a particular mode that you get in?
Writing for other people, it is different, I ain't gonna lie. So I'm kind of switching my approach now. So starting off, I think about the artist, be like, what's their vibe? But to have like maximum output and to optimize the situation, I'd be like, man, let me write hella songs all the time. And then once they hit me up, I'll just choose some songs I feel like they'll mess with, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes there's some songs that I may not think they'll mess with, because realistically, you never know. If they hitting you up, it's obviously something inside of them that they maxed out on the creativity they have inside of them, you know what I'm saying? So they hitting you up to bring in a different perspective. So sometimes I think about writing it for them, or sometimes I just throw them some shit that's far left to see if they fucking with it, you feel me?
I got you. Nah, because I feel like when you're writing music or just being a creative in general, the fun part of what you're doing is that you just get to go into another space, or you just get to go into another environment. Not necessarily play an actor, but you kind of get to experiment with things that you necessarily wouldn't want to do for yourself.
Nah, exactly, 100%. You saying that 100% right, because I got songs that as I'm recording, I like recording by myself a lot, because you can get heavily experimental, you know what I'm saying? And I'll make songs that I wouldn't be as comfortable dropping it if I'm dropping it, you know what I'm saying? And that may be a good or a bad thing, you feel me? But I know it's perfect for this artist, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Nah, that's dope. And then here, when it comes to the coloring book, how did you discover that?
So, first of all, bills, bro. Once the bills hit, you know what I'm saying? Me and my homies, we get great music from publishing and royalties, you know what I'm saying? We done had some songs do good over the years, so those songs compound into good money. We ended up working with a company who we basically kind of went in depth with. They gave us money, we loaned them our royalties for a while to bet on ourselves with the advance money, and we kind of made some bad mistakes, so we kind of was in a rut. So I was like, damn, what I do next? So my mind, and it's like God made that happen, because God was trying to show me even more how more capable I am of doing something, you know what I'm saying? So bills due, we kind of did a bad deal. Instinctively, you know what I'm saying? I ended up coming up with a plan. That's the plan I came up with. I feel like a lot of people mess with coloring books and shit like that. And I was like, anytime I'm making something, I think about my edge. Like I told you earlier, the conversation we were having before the cameras were rolling. It's about the competitor's edge, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm selling something, like what's my edge? You know what I'm saying? And I know culture, bro, you know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, I know what's cool, you feel what I'm saying? Growing up my whole life, I just felt like I knew. I don't care to be part of the cool people crowd, but I feel like if I stand on something authentically what I'm doing, that makes it cool, you know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah.
Implementing that into the coloring books, really kind of taking like a Quentin Tarantino approach to the coloring books, you feel what I'm saying? Like people gravitate towards Quentin Tarantino movies, I feel like, because you're gonna see some shit, a body explode, they're gonna be saying some wild ass dialogue, you feel what I'm saying? So if you see the pages in my coloring books, you feel what I'm saying? Me and my girl coloring books, you gonna see some shit that's like, is this supposed to be in a coloring book? So it's automatically remarkable, you feel what I'm saying? And that spreads, you know what I'm saying? So that would take some hoes off. We have very wild pages in our coloring book, you know what I'm saying? But it's real shit, you feel me? Like hip hop first came, people was speaking on what was going on in their communities, you know what I'm saying? So I do the same thing with the coloring books. I'm not finna have you color in this wonderful, fantastic world and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to show you, there's a prostitute on that corner on Bissonnette, so that's what the page is gonna be in the coloring book, you feel me? So same shit, how hip hop is birthed. It's the same approach that I take with the coloring books for sure.
Nah, I like that a lot because it basically exposes like a different reality, and then even more importantly than that, the coloring aspect of it, you see the world and you kind of get to shape it in the way that you want.
Yeah,
and so I feel like coloring books, they're really good outlines that embrace or basically enhance your creativity. And so I definitely go check out the coloring books. I'm gonna go ahead and throw something up on the screen right now. But more importantly than that, like, I guess I know you said that this is something that you're doing with your girl. I guess how important is it to have the right person or like the right support system around you, especially when you're doing something so new?
You definitely want to be around creative people, bro. God damn, you definitely want to be around creative people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the saying, bro? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the more I be creative, people around me being creative, you know what I'm saying? Like, creative shit gonna happen. And I always believe we are all extensions of source, you know what I'm saying? We all extensions of God, you feel what I'm saying? So we all just vessels. So if you're around somebody who understand how to use that vessel, you know what I'm saying? Then shit, y'all gonna create some dope shit, to say the least. You feel me?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Nah, and then also, I guess, I know we talked about it just a little bit. You don't have to tell the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I guess, is there kind of like a creative goal, or is there anything that you want to accomplish with the coloring books?
Basically have it to where I dominate the market, you know what I'm saying? To where everybody that's into coloring books and they want some real shit in their coloring books, you know what I'm saying? They want to color true culture, you know what I'm saying? We have them in our ecosystem to where like they paying a subscription, you feel me? Like, pay this month, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll deliver a coloring book to you every single month. You know what I'm saying? I would have said a week, but that's a lot of goddamn coloring books, you know what I'm saying? I have to charge too much for the subscription, but deliver a coloring book every month, so 12 coloring books out the month. You pay a subscription, so you can pay that whole yearly if you want to, you know what I'm saying? And
Hell yeah.
that's it. Have enough people to where who I do that for, and that's a great ecosystem for sure.
Nah, that's an incredible ecosystem. I know right now you're focusing kind of on the Houston culture, but is there any other topics? Is there anything else that you kind of want to show the world through your coloring books?
I love to write actual stories, like you color the characters and then you read the stories in a little baby font at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? So tell different interesting stories. Start off with Houston right now, but it's definitely gonna pivot into gonna expand more into just culture period. Houston culture right now, we're just gonna go into culture period.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I feel like because we're so much, or because basically we grew up in Houston culture, like we just find it normal. But whenever you talk to people outside of Texas, whenever you show them the words that we use, when you show them the women that we have in our city, when you show them the cars that we have, when you show them the fashion and things of that nature, it just makes people naturally want to come, naturally want to try it, and naturally want to experience it. And then also Houston is actually kind of like a mixture, not even a mixture because Houston is its own thing, but Houston has a nightlife of a Miami, but it also has a really good professional scene of what you would see in like maybe a Dallas. And then also it has like a very eclectic and a very diverse culture that you would kind of see in New York. And so you showing that and you putting that on the map, that's something that I really appreciate and that I fuck with heavy too.
Nah, for sure, bro.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And then definitely the last thing, or not the last thing, but one of the ones that I was eager to get into is definitely these AI bots. You don't have to say anything too much about them,
yeah.
But I guess what was your introduction to like artificial intelligence?
My introduction to artificial intelligence was, it's so hard to say, and that's kind of a good thing because of how it was eased on us all, you feel what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Yeah, I really have to try to think about that. It's crazy to say because it had to happen in the last 2 years, you know what I'm saying, from 2024 to now, to 2026. I definitely started messing with ChatGPT. I say that was like one of my first ones, you know what I'm saying? So ChatGPT, of course, little baby questions, just tested it out, you know? I feel like I could be wrong, but from there, I started messing with with that, and then as business started to pick up, I was like, I gotta expand, you know what I'm saying? And me understanding business just for music and shit like that, you always want like systems working for you. You want to see what you can leverage. So I was like, bro, if I leverage AI and create a cold ass system, man, that shit gonna be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So once I ended up, me and my homie Troy, Luxury Troy, he we got like LLC and shit together where we do different businesses under, and he brought me over there like, bro, you heard about this agent shit, basically like having an AI agent? I was like, I heard of it, but I kept on seeing it like as I scrolled the internet, but I was dealing with so many other businesses, I didn't want to like add anything else to my brain. But then once I sat with him and he was just showing it to me, I was like, whoa, like there's a whole side of this shit I'm missing out on, because starting off, ChatGPTs, Claude, these are like LLMs, so them are large language models, you feel what I'm saying? That's the first step of AI, you know what I'm saying? You say something, you give it an input, it give you an output, mostly text, you know what I'm saying, or maybe voice, you know what I'm saying? So it's just responding to what you give it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The agent step is the second step, and that's like where you got it working for you and it's controlling like everything for you, you know what I'm saying? They're creating automated systems for you and shit like that, to where it's sitting on your computer and it's gonna go browse the internet for you, it's gonna do all that, you know what I'm saying? That's what that one for. But the third one, they say is gonna be the agentic, you know what I'm saying? That's when it thinks on its own and everything. So we in the second step with the agents, the agentic part, bro. When it start thinking for itself and shit like that, bro, that shit gonna be crazy. So I'm knee deep, bro. I'm drowning in that shit, to be honest.
Nah, and then especially with AI agents, or especially artificial intelligence as well, it kind of seems like something that you would delegate to somebody and it automatically does the work for you. I guess when it comes to the stuff that you want to accomplish, I guess how are you like typically using artificial intelligence?
What you mean by delegate to someone?
I feel like when you have artificial intelligence, you basically have an extension, and it can either be a person, it could either be a service or an action. And so when you talk about the language model portion of it, let's say hypothetically I'm on a website and I just got to ask questions to figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I would just ask questions. Instead of hiring someone real to do that, I would delegate that to an artificial intelligence. So I guess what are some...
You saying when you ask the customer asking a question, or the person on the site?
When the client asks a question, they have an AI like
customer service bot.
Yeah, customer service bot. Just a simple customer service bot. And I guess when you talk about the things that you want to accomplish with AI, what does that primarily look like? The agent sounds really impressive.
So right now, we building an app. I don't want to say too much about the app because we haven't launched it in the App Store yet, you know what I'm saying? But we building the app, and then I got another website we building to basically have the agent. The whole purpose of the agent is to make it a full asset, to where it's basically running the product. It creates the product I tell it to create, and it also goes market to people and pulling the leads I needed to bring, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a whole ongoing looping system of it just bringing in profit, you know what I'm saying? I can go check on it every now and then, or it can send me alerts. I can talk to them through Telegram and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just making it an asset with one of my agents. He's there just to be an asset. He's gonna bring in income. And the second one is, it's an app I'm building, and it's gonna be amazing. Like the app is just crazy, but like
I feel you.
They'll be hearing about the app later for sure.
I'm excited about it. If there's somebody who doesn't believe in artificial intelligence, or if there's somebody who doesn't believe in what it can do, what do you tell them?
If someone don't believe, then they have to be blind. They mean your eyes are shut right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like you just told me earlier with the story of, you said your mother?
Which one, what was the end of it? How'd the story go?
Where they paying right now for the subscription at school.
Oh yeah. Like right now my mom is paying for an AI subscription to help her out with her schoolwork.
Exactly. So that came from her having a natural human desire to get something done, and then a tool was there to help her complete what she was trying to get done. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost impossible to ignore it. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't believe in it, like, it's almost like you have to be blind. That's like saying, that's like someone who say they don't believe in money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't have no option. You feel me? Like, it's scary. So you ain't got no option, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. And then I know we're talking about some of the positives when it comes to AI. Do you have any dystopian, or do you have any like kind of dystopian fears when it comes to it?
Dystopian? People saying it's gonna dry up all the water and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say it's a fear of mine, but if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is some fucked up shit, you feel me? Like, if it's gonna take up all the water, you know what I'm saying? The Matrix. What if we end up like the Matrix, you feel me?
You feel me?
What you call them? To where they gotta use our bodies as the heat and shit like that, or however it went, you feel me? Like, that shit possibly could happen.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I did something for the first time last week. I went to this VR art exhibit, and it was about an Egyptian, it was about the pyramids in Egypt, and it was like Emperor Khufu. And so when I did it, we had a VR headset on. And so when you brought up the Matrix portion of it, it made me think of that. Because in the inside of the VR, it was super dope. Like, you got to see the pyramids, you got to rise. Even though you're still, it rose into the air, and it still kind of gave you like that rush, as if you were rising into the air. And I really want to read a book to explain that, because that doesn't make sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but I would like to understand how that simulation was created while not experiencing it. And that's the crazy part of it. But definitely when you talk about stuff like that, I guess the way that I think about it is basically just the actors who use it. And so you'll have a bunch of people who want to do malicious things with it, but ultimately I think I have optimism in humanity, so I don't think it would necessarily go to that far, the extent. Like, there will be a point in time where we're like, okay, like, I know that we're making money now, but what's the point of making money if I can't enjoy it with the earth that I'm on? You know what I mean?
That's something. You saying some shit right now, because I think about that too, like, because bro, what I'm doing literally is, I guess they call it vibe coding, you feel me? I hop on there, hey, make this app, do this, do that, and they go do it. So I'm technically coding, but I'm not going in there writing code. I'm texting AI, and then AI go make the code. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with it being that easy, because think about it, 10, 20 years ago when apps first came around, basically, you probably needed 300, 400,000 to get that started up. You know what I'm saying? An app, and then it probably was like heavily monitored in order to get into the app store or whatever. Now, the entry is so low to the point where, like, we all can do it. We all can go make an app. We all can do this. We all can create systems. We all can do, you know, so we all got access to certain information. So that means we all are able and capable to make bread. Ain't no gatekeepers.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen at that point, like, to the value of even money? If we all about to, you know what I'm saying? I strongly believe it's gonna be more like millionaires than ever. Even more billionaires than ever. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know the app that I'm planning on, like, the return on it is gonna be insane. You feel what I'm saying? And fairly quick too. You feel me? So it's almost like, if we all have access to do that, what's gonna happen? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So we might end up at like some type of, I don't want to say it, bro, but like a crash or something, because, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say a crash, because I feel like there's a lot of things out there already that you can make money on, like starting, or not necessarily starting a business, but I know when I was in college, I used to flip products. And so, like, flipping products is accessible to everybody. Right. It's just not everybody wants to do it. Like, I remember I was getting into real estate, and I wanted to own properties and stuff like that. And so everybody has access to it, but I do not want to be a landlord to somebody. You know what I mean? So even though the access is available to everybody, doesn't mean everyone's going to take it. And then weirdly enough, I feel like as access becomes more available to everyone, people aren't going to see value in it, and they're not going to want to do it anyway. So I feel like that you're perfectly fine on that front.
Nah, facts. So yeah, you really bringing a new perspective into how I was thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So how I was thinking was everybody on the same shit, but as you say that, everybody not on the same shit, because who gonna put in the work? You feel me? Thanks. Who gonna put in the work?
You feel me? Nah, everybody's scared of that 4-letter word, work.
Bro. You got it. Nothing I ever got. I ain't gonna say that. Music came so natural to the point where I maybe didn't work as hard as somebody who wasn't as talented. So somebody as talented will exceed me musically because of the work they had to put in to achieve the talent they wanted to achieve. I was gifted the talent so young that it kind of comes with a sense of entitlement if you're not careful. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now this AI shit, I'm not a coder, I'm not technical, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into tech, well, I love tech, but I'm not like, I didn't go to school for tech or none of that, you feel what I'm saying? So the work I gotta put in to be great at it, I understand the outcome I would get from it. You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
Yeah, everything I got came from straight work ethic, bro, except talent. Talent is a gift. For me, it was a gift from God. I ain't saying you can't hone in and craft talent, but it's a gift from God. You feel what I'm saying? But the AI shit is like, I worked hard to be able to do what I'm doing in the AI space, for sure.
For sure. And then even more importantly than that, like, people don't want to take the time to actually do something because we all have 24 hours in a day. Not everybody's gonna use them the same.
But you know how many people, as we creating the books, we telling people, you know what I'm saying, like, man, go do this, go do that, do this, do that. We putting people on, we tell them do this and do that, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't know.
Bro. No one, bro. Nobody did it, bro. You feel me? Like, so it be showing me, like, I don't even, you know, if somebody come to me asking for advice, I'll tell them, but I don't give unsolicited advice no more, to be honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give advice if someone asks me for advice. I don't, like, go trying to say things, cause, like, somebody wants to do it, bro, they'll be doing it, bro. You feel me?
No, because it's funny that you say that. I think that I use an extreme example of it, but I don't think you can help people. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is if I want to do something, kind of like what you talked with you and your music when you recorded it on that Nokia, if you want to do something, you'll figure out how to do it. And so I feel like AI is going to be the barrier breaker. And so if I want to do something, how can I use AI to get into it? If I want to own a business, how can I use AI to support my business?
You saying something right there too, because as I'm sitting here thinking, it's really on some, like, if you want to do something, you literally more than ever now have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it, you just don't want to do it. You may need to go have a prayer with God and be like, what do I really want to do? What you saying you want to do, you are able to do it, you know what I'm saying? You just not doing it, because AI gonna help you do whatever the fuck you want to do 100%.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you said some shit right there for sure.
Nah, because I know me personally, I'm gonna look into the AI agent and I'm gonna see how I can help, basically use that to help promote my photography.
Bro, that shit finna overly, like, bro, I'm telling you, it's like, it's insane what you can do with it, bro. It's literally a person, bro. Like, I ain't saying AI is a human, but you tell him, build a site, set up a system, put a payment plan in there, do this, do that. It just do it in seconds to minutes, you know what I'm saying? It just gets it done. But I was gonna go back to what we were saying with people and work ethic. Bro, you can, protection.
There's a certain point in life where there's no more group experiments. And so I guess what I mean by that is you definitely articulated that point great. Like when you're working on something, you want to protect it, you want to make sure that you have it. But ultimately, I guess the way that I see it, like me, I want to create a movie, I want to create a creative studio, I want to do that. There's nothing that nobody could do to latch on to kind of take that from me, because ultimately I have to do that for myself. Of course, I have people who will assist me, and of course I have people who will want to help or be on that journey, but ultimately I have to do that for myself. And I feel like you get to a point, and I'm pretty sure that it sounds like that you may have realized this as well, that if you're not contributing to that, then I'm allowing you to have useless influence over me. And if you are contributing to it, then not only is the influence you have physical, but it also, I don't know what the word is. It's not only physical, but it's also like...
nurtures it, bro. You saying if you are useful, right?
If you are useful, not even necessarily nurtures it, but it's like just... I don't know the word for the kind of contribution that it is, but you're physically putting into it, but also there's like a different level of contribution, because if I do get to that point, you can not necessarily you can say that you did it. I don't know. I'm trying to articulate it, but it's not coming out right.
Like leverage it.
Not even necessarily leverage, or you can't leverage, or you can leverage it to you can only leverage, or this is the best way I can say it. You can only leverage it to the way that I let you leverage it, especially if I'm doing it. So nah, definitely that. But nah, I was about to say.
It's like I'll allow what food you bring to the table type shit.
Exactly. Not because you actually are bringing food to the table, and then the food that you're bringing is actually nourishing. That's why you said the word nourishment. Okay, perfect. No, that's perfect. Nah, definitely that. And then even more importantly, like I feel like when it comes to like doing things that you want to do, or when it comes to accomplishing things, like primarily a lot of it is based on you. And I know, especially with you being in a group, I guess what do you think about that?
Explain, what question are you asking right now?
No, because I feel like I went on a tangent just a little bit.
I'm trying to see what I'm answering.
Nah, I got you. But nah, basically, I guess you talk about, we were talking about work, and we were talking about help to a certain extent. And so I guess when you were in your group, I guess how did you manage the help? And I guess how did you manage the work that you and Nick G and then the other person would put in too?
So me, Nick G, and Young Buckets, I have to know what is being brought to the table. So I understand, okay, I'm a songwriter, so I'm gonna bring the creativity, I'm gonna bring the platform of the song. You know what I'm saying? I love Quincy Jones and what he did. So Quincy Jones say, once you bring the song to an artist, it should be a hit even before they put vocals on that motherfucker. It's already a hit before. If you give the song to a terrible artist, it's still a hit. So imagine what happens when you give it to a great artist. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna supply the beat. Sometimes I supply with the hook. You feel me? I bring it to my boys. My boys, Nick gonna bring rap with appeal and energy. Buck gonna bring rap with like the streets and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And it's just great synergy. You know what I'm saying? So we all know what each other brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? Now content wise, that's where it gets different. Cause music wise, we already know what we bring to the table. So content wise, nigga, I might want to make 1,000 pieces of content to this song. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna need everybody to be wanting to make 1,000 pieces of content too. You feel me? So that's where you have to make sure everybody rocking. You feel me? Like as far as what we bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Cause creativity wise, we good when it comes to pushing songs and stuff like that. You want to make sure everybody willing to work. You know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah. And then also, I guess I kind of wanted to talk about the future as well. And so I guess when it comes to the things that you're working on, we talked about it a little bit inside the crib, but I guess, do you have an ultimate goal or an ultimate accomplishment that you want to have when it comes to the things that you're working on?
So with the app I'm building, you feel what I'm saying? That's definitely, I feel like, it's gonna be very valuable to the AI space. I know that's gonna damn near gonna be one of those ones, like, you built that app. Imagine how people look at the people that made Google, or imagine people look at people that made YouTube. You know, so you contributed something so valuable to the world. So with the app, I definitely see that happening with the app. Now, with my other agent, he making some cool shit. He just creating me an asset. You know what I'm saying? That's money to fund other things. You know what I'm saying? So he's building me money. With the coloring books, like I said, a subscription plan. That's like and pushing the Houston culture forward too. I love that I can like push culture and people enjoy the art and helps them soothe some type of shit in their childhood by coloring them. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's doing the impact I already want to do. The coloring books. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, songwriting wise, bro, that's my songwriter career, not outside of me being an artist. You know what I'm saying? That's, like I said, having songs that damn near like, damn, I got a #1 hit record, I got another one, I got nothing, you know what I'm saying? So that's just helping artists get #1s, bro. Diamond records, you feel what I'm saying? Like a diamond record. I get a diamond record, bro, I could sleep peacefully for the rest of my life. You feel me? So yeah, whether it's me as an artist have it or somebody else have it. So that's definitely one of them, a diamond record for sure. Like, for sure. I think that means so many people came together and was like, this is a great song. You feel me? Like a diamond record, bro, for sure.
Hey yeah.
For sure.
Nah, and then also, I guess, just to keep it a little bit on the future as well, what are you trying to achieve?
Freedom for sure. Freedom for my family, most of all, myself, and then to expand beyond that, just our culture, like our people, you feel what I'm saying? To show them, you know what I'm saying, the things that's possible, you know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why I love AI, and I kind of don't like the bad flag it get. I understand when they talking about earth concerns and shit like that, but bro, what kind of kept us held down, you know what I'm saying? It was information, bro. So now y'all got all information in y'all hands, so you can take that and really like help your family with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at this moment and start joining the bandwagon of like, I don't like AI, this whoop de whoop, you know what I'm saying? You damn near disrespecting people who fought for information and shit for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. Take that and help out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out how you can use it, you know what I'm saying, to free your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's plain and simple. I'm not with the group thing, bro. Like, this shit not really changed my life, so I only can imagine what it's gonna do moving forward. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, freedom. So everything I do goes towards freedom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause we psychologically, bro, understand how we as a people not free. You know what I'm saying? It seems good and sound cool. You know what I'm saying, bro? We not free.
Hey yeah, nah, it's You talked about a lot right now. The freedom aspect is definitely important. Just having the option to just do whatever you want, that's extremely important. And then one thing that I think that you kind of touched on is honor and legacy, because you honor those who came before you by leaving a legacy for those who come after you. And that's something that I really appreciate, and that's something that I got to see firsthand with you answering that question. And then shoot, here, I'll be honest, that's everything that I had. Do you have any questions for me? Anything that you got for me?
Shit, I just want to say I'm proud of you, bro. You gotta think so. With bro, I was staying in Austin at the time, so when he pushed up to Austin from the H, we been knew of each other in school, but we reconnected through a mutual homie, Jinx Unknown. You know what I'm saying? My boy Jordan Smith, and he gonna be mad that I said it. He gonna be mad that I said his real name.
I'll blur it. I'll beep it out. I'll beep it out.
But we connected through him. And as soon as I seen you came out there, you know, you was figuring things out, and to see where you came from with the camera work to now is insane, bro. I be watching the work you put on Instagram and shit, bro. That shit be looking great, bro. You feel me? Like, that shit be looking good, bro. You know
Appreciate
what I'm
you.
Like, cause me being a editor myself, I edit videos and shit too. So to see how far you got, like, I only can like tilt my hat. You feel me? Like, you locked in, you focused, bro. And I think this is a great step too, like just interviewing people and shit. Like, bro, I'm gonna just keep watching this, see where it ends up, and once you drop that movie in some years, bro, and it go crazy, like, I'm definitely gonna be there at the premiere, bro.
I'm about to say, you getting the invitation to the screening, bro. But nah, I really appreciate that. When a couple years ago, that's when I decided to like fully invest or like choose photography, and so it's been nothing but a great journey. And then plus just what you discover about yourself, what you discover about the things that you believe, and then kind of deconstructing a lot of things that you're supposed to do or that you are supposed to do. And then even more importantly than that, I guess the number one thing that I've been appreciating is just the fulfillment of purpose. Because when I'm operating through my photography, when I'm operating through there, I feel like I'm accomplishing what I'm supposed to do. Kind of like the life fulfillment that you talked about earlier. And then also, I don't know how you feel about this, but we tell ourselves stories every day. And when I would tell myself the story, I'm an amazing engineer, I didn't believe it. Right. When I was doing real estate or looking into that, like, I'm gonna be an amazing real estate agent, I didn't believe it. Or when I was flipping stuff on the internet, I didn't believe that story. But when I tell myself the story about me being an incredible photographer, when I tell myself the story about owning a photography agency, when I talk about me making a movie, these are all things that sound crazy to other people, but that's the story that makes sense to me, and that's what I'm willing to chase, and that, not even chase, but that's what I'm willing to pursue, and that's what I'm willing to operate in. Right, and so that's the number one thing that I think of about it. When I tell myself the story that I'm gonna be the greatest photographer, I believe it. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts, and that I feel what you're saying on that, because like when I talk about making the money and stuff, to me making money is fairly easy, bro. You're creating a system, you're providing value to somebody, like making money is easy. The diamond record part is the part I know I have to like, you know what I'm saying, really like hone in on, you know what I'm saying? So that brings me more peace and joy. The pursuit of that brings me more peace and joy than anything, you know what I'm saying? Because that's almost like, you know, you're using a lot of your spirit and energy doing that, you know what I'm saying? Making money and stuff, that's not like the fulfillment, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? It's just a number, and then plus, I'm not gonna lie, there's gonna be a time where like the number doesn't make you happy, or it gets to a point to where that number gives you stress. Because I know a bunch of people, when I was in the H, I would bartend, and so I knew a bunch of people who made a bunch of money, but it didn't bring them peace, it didn't bring them joy, because now you have to evaluate everything around you. And so I definitely relate on that.
That equates to, not to stretch it too long, but that equates to, I believe that's when life just throws you great shit, you know? That's how I wear what I love, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I ended up moving to Austin, you feel me? Because I was thrifting, because I love thrifting, you feel me? I ended up moving out there like, oh shit, whoop-de-whoop. So that's really how me and him reconnected, like, so staying in that love shit, you feel me? Like, music, fashion, you know what I'm saying? As long as I keep doing that, building, creating businesses and shit, because that's still in creativity. Everything else is just like, This is gonna happen naturally, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But nah, thank you so much. I really appreciate the conversation. A bunch of really good game, a bunch of gems were dropped in here. And all I can do is say thank you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Nah, facts, 100%, my boy.
Hey, yeah. And then this is A Mump. This is Art to Art Connections. Thank you much for taking a view. If you found anything that you like, go on ahead and like the video. Also, check out the coloring books from my boy Tay. And then also be on the lookout because we got some big things coming up. Thank you so much for taking a look. Peace. Hey. Nah, that's crazy.